Hey guys, so my name is Eric. For my part of the project, I decided to do over the entirety of Latin America because culturally and historically they are obviously not the same, but they're pretty similar. Latin America mainly includes Spanish or Portuguese speaking countries like Mexico and other Central and South American countries. The reason Latino cultures are so similar is due to the fact that they were colonized by Spain and Portugal and sometimes France. So, the one thing that most of the Latino cultures have is this quinceañera, and in Brazil is called the Para de Debutantes. It happens on a girl's 15th birthday. It's a rite of passage where a girl then becomes a woman, and it originates with the Aztecs. It's a ceremony where guys would become warriors and a girl would be presented in front of the king, and the king would instruct her on what it meant to be a woman in the Aztec culture. And when the Spanish came, they began to westernize it. They Christianized it. A lot of the times, like in Brazil, for example, sometimes they'll have a mass or a Catholic ritual tied along with it. But like I said, it symbolizes when a girl is becoming a woman, where she learns to cook, weave, learning about childbearing, and these parties can be very elaborate and very expensive. It's held in a really high regard, similar to weddings, but each country has their own unique traditions and way about doing it. For example, in a lot of the Central American countries, such as Cuba, the girl would give candles to 15 people who she considered to be the most influential in her life. And this ceremony is also known as the Tree of Life, and the 15 candles represents the 15 years that she's left behind. Another example would be in Puerto Rico, where a lot of the times the girl would change shoes from flat, solid slippers into high heels, and that kind of symbolizes her first steps as a woman. And she would often give a doll to her younger sister or female sibling or cousin, and that kind of that symbolizes her letting go of her child self and passing it on to her younger sibling. And the quinceañera party is at least in Puerto Rico, it shows that how she is supposed to act as a woman in the Puerto Rican society. And traditionally, she's supposed to act gracefully, beautifully, and it's an ability to marry in motherhood through a heterosexual marriage. And so, in a lot of um, Latino countries, until recently, especially the Central American countries like Guatemala and Ecuador, they would marry really young. So 15 used to be the age at which they would get married. Now most Latino countries have gone to a 18 minimum age at which you can get married, and there's no sort of ceremony for guys anymore. It's just kind of like here. Once you're 18, you're a legal adult in every sense of the word. So you can drink, smoke, and gamble. There are other, like the Catholics, they still celebrate their confirmation, but Christina can tell you more about that. Thank you.